Good evening. The Gwinnett Democratic Women are so glad that you are here this evening for the 2022 Candidate Forum, Part 1, Primary Power. Today is April the 9th, 2022, and it's just a bit after 7 p.m. I am Dr. Tracy Fisher, President of the Gwinnett Democratic Women. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Along with incumbents, candidates, GDW officers, chairs, members, and of course, our wonderful audience, we are so glad to be here with you. There are some audience announcements that need to happen. And first of all, this event is being recorded and will be rebroadcast on the GDW website. Unfamiliar with the GDW website? It is www.gwinnettdemocraticwomen.org. Please make sure that you stay muted during this program. And should you visit the GDW website, that should be of interest because there is a page on the 2022 candidates for candidate information to inform your vote. Remember to plan your vote. Use your primary power. Check your voting status at www.nvp.sos.ga.gov. Do that now. Do that today. Don't wait on that because you really need to check your voting status. So get ready to sit back, listen, take notes. That's my strong suggestion. This event, this GDW event, was created and designed to give the audience, that's you, information to make educated decisions, well thought out decisions about your vote. Your vote matters. Again, please check out the GDW website, 2022 Democratic Candidates page on the website. You'll be glad that you did that. So today, before we start, there are some rules. Rules for the speaker, rules for the guests as well, meaning the audience. Again, this meeting is being recorded. When you come on to speak, please be prepared to utilize your time well. Candidates and incumbents, please stay on mute until it is your turn to speak. Each speaker has a maximum of 2 minutes speaking time. The timekeeper, Nikita Hemingway, will give a 30-second verbal warning if needed. Your mic will be muted at the end of that time, at the end of that 30 seconds. So make sure you're conveying as much informative information, qualified information about yourselves. Speakers did receive the 3 GDW prepared questions in advance, well in advance, and have been asked to give comprehensive responses. Those questions are, who are you? A lot of people don't know who the candidates are. They don't know the incumbents either. What are you actually running for? And finally, why are you running? What do you plan to do once in office? They need to know. Should the audience have questions, please feel welcome to type them in the chat. Make sure they're as clear and well articulated as possible so that candidates can answer. Time permitting, audience questions may be addressed after the candidates running for the same position have all spoken. There may be short commercial, we're going to call them commercial breaks, between groupings of candidates. So please be aware of that as well. Today, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, just a couple minutes ago, Nikita Hemingway will be keeping everyone on time and on point for this event. When you hear Nikita say, candidates, when you hear her say 30 seconds remaining, please wrap. Mics will be closed after 30 seconds. And go back one slide. Got to go back one. So with the 3 questions, and candidates, if you need a reminder about what those questions are, please make sure you let me know. But we're going to start with the category of Gwinnett County Solicitor General. That would start with, and I believe we have the candidates and incumbents in alphabetical order. Lisa Marie Bristol. Lisa, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much, Dr. Fisher.
Wonderful. Well, I'm going to start you off. I'm going to give you time to gather yourself. And we're going to start your time in a second. Do I need to repeat the questions for you?
You do not, and I don't need the 30 seconds warning. I have timed my remarks for the 2 minutes. I'm good to go.
We're ecstatic about that. So, Nikita, would you
Follow
like
the
to start?
rules. I'll just start. Can I just go ahead and start?
Yes. Nikita, your
Okay.
mic is closed. You may want to open it, so just leave it
There we
open.
go. Yes, got it.
Okay.
Start now.
All right, thank you so much. Hello, my name is Lisa Marie Bristol, and I'm running to be the next Gwinnett County Solicitor General. I am a wife, a mom of 3, a lifelong Democrat, a senior assistant district attorney, an adjunct professor at Georgia State College of Law, and very involved in the Gwinnett community. I'm uniquely qualified to hold this office. The Solicitor General is the elected prosecutor that handles the prosecution of cases in state and recorder's court, so all misdemeanors, traffic offenses, and county ordinances. On the other side, if you are the victim of one of these types of crimes, you would also receive your resources from this office. I'm running because as a public defender, I saw firsthand what a huge impact the criminal justice system has on people's lives. I especially saw that even a small mistake could easily derail someone's life. It's one of the reasons why I switched sides and became a prosecutor. I have experience as a public defender and a prosecutor, handling everything from code enforcement and traffic cases through serious violent felonies and murders on both sides of the aisle. I know that the most effective time to intervene and make an impactful difference is at the Solicitor General level, when crimes are committed are generally nonviolent and education and intervention programs can make a difference. I will create meaningful diversion programs that will address root causes and help get people back on track, because there is a difference between the people we are scared of and those that we are angry at, and we cannot continue to treat them the same. The reality is misdemeanors, pending, and convictions can and do have a major impact on people's lives and affect their access to housing, job opportunities, education, student loans, and even serving in the military. It is critical that this office be run efficiently, and I'm committed to making sure that happens, because justice delayed is justice denied. You can learn more about me and my campaign at lisamariebristol.com. I hope to earn your support and your vote on May 24th. Thank you.
Wow, so impressive. That was done in 1 minute and 57 seconds. Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa Marie. And thank you,
Very
Nikita. First day on time. Very good presentation. Again, please be reminded that if you are in the audience, this is your opportunity to put a question in the chat before we move on to the next candidate in this category. And we will let you know whether or not there are questions that the candidates can address. I'm not sure if Brian Whiteside is here. Can you tell me whether or not he's here?
Yes, Mr. Whiteside's here.
Hi, Brian. How are you? Good to see you.
Doing good. I apologize for coming in late. We're actually meeting with the Korean community about some of their needs and decisions that they would like us to help them with. So we're actually at a Korean barbecue. They called us and they had some problems in their community, so we had to react to that immediately.
Well, thank you, sir. And thank you for being here. So we're going to start your time. Were you able to hear the instruction that you have 2 minutes to speak?
No, not really. If you can give that to me
Okay,
again.
you have 2 minutes to speak. The timekeeper will tell you when you're at the 30 seconds remaining mark, and then you will have to wrap it up at that point. Okay?
All right, thank you.
And I will tell you what the questions are in case you missed that. The questions are very, very simple, because this audience always ranges from those who are for first time or never having voted before to those who are seasoned voters. So the questions are, who are you? What are you running for? And why are you running? Again, you have 2 minutes total time. Are you clear on the questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and your time starts now. Thank you,
All right, thank
Nikita.
Hi, I'm Solicitor General Brian Whiteside of Gwinnett County. I'm your current Solicitor General. And my background is I'm a Purdue University graduate, John Marshall graduate. I spent 15 years as a police officer, and 7 of those were as a Gwinnett County deputy. And why do we run, and why do we want to be reelected? We want to move forward with the programs that we've done in our first term. Number one, we've reduced crime in Gwinnett County. We do 150,000 cases in 3 years. We have a backlog of only 1,200 cases. Whereas my opponent, her boss, Ms. Boston, stated in the AJC that they have a 6-year backlog. At any time someone wants to come to our office, they are welcome to do that. We've made great inroads in preventing crime. We already have diversion programs. We stopped at least 500 people from being prosecuted before, as it was under the other administration, because we don't prosecute marijuana. We also took down the Confederate monument by filing a lawsuit. We filed a lawsuit against Danny Porter because he took $100,000 out of our funds where our opponent worked for victims. We have continuously done diversion programs for the people in our community that don't put them in jail. During COVID, we did 150,000 cases in the last 2 years. We have been open continuously all the time. And in the future, what we want to do,
30
number one,
seconds.
we're working to have job programs and vocational programs with Hopewell Baptist Church in the future to make things a better society in Gwinnett. And we've also protected the school board by demanding X-ray machines and enough police to protect our school board. I'm your Solicitor General. I'm Brian Whiteside. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Brian. Thank you,
Yeah.
Nikita. So I'm going to ask our chat observer, who is on our fundraising committee, Ms. Zelda. Zelda, are there questions in the chat for either Lisa Marie or Brian or both?
I don't see any right now.
We may be able to come back to you if there are no questions at this time. Lisa Marie,
Yes,
do you
ma'am.
understand?
Oh,
And
I'm
Brian?
sorry.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
There is
Zelda,
one
did you-
question.
There is a question. Who is it directed to?
It's not directed, I guess, to either one. It says, what creates a backlog in cases?
Now,
Well,
before you answer the question, before either of you answer the question, Nikita, they have 1 minute each to answer the question. No more, no less. 1 minute of time to tackle that question. Zelda, can you please repeat it just in case?
What creates a backlog in cases?
Mr. Whiteside, if you could go first since you went second for your presentation.
Recently, what's created a backlog was COVID, but we operate 3 courtrooms: jail court, recorder's court, and state court. We have done over 150,000 cases in these last 2 to 3 years since the beginning of COVID. A backlog happens when you're not efficient. We had Open Records Act given to us by one of her supporters. It showed we have 1,200 to 1,500 cases 3 months ago. We've been open for this
30
3 months.
seconds.
We've been open for these 3 months. We're approximately at 900 cases. My opponent in the AJC, her boss said they want $2 million because they're 6 years behind in a backlog. That's the AJC, go Shirley Boston, backlog $2 million. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Whiteside. Lisa Marie, Ms. Bristol, you have 1 minute.
Thank you. Thank you. What creates a backlog is when cases aren't handled in court. The reality is, since COVID happened on March 13th of 2020, jury trials have not been happening in state court. We have 6 state court judges, and we have not been having jury trials in state court for the past 2 years. When jury trials are not happening, there was a period of time where we couldn't have jury trials, and that means people aren't able to go to court and have their cases heard before a jury of their peers and have their cases decided. The reality is
30
Superior Court has been back and having jury trials, and safe measures have been in place for Superior Court to have trials, but state court has not been able to do that. Cases
That's
have been
not true.
removed from Recorder's Court in order for their cases not to be heard either. So that's part of what's contributing. Yes, COVID plays a role, but the other part is cases are just not being handled efficiently and things are not being brought to court in a timely manner.
Thank you so much, Ms. Bristol, and thank you so much, Mr. Whiteside. What we are going to remind the audience, because there have been people who have been coming in since the instruction, remember this is an informative presentation. This isn't a debate. So make sure that you're listening very closely to what the candidates and incumbents are saying. If you have questions about their background, go to the GDW website and go to the page that is about candidate information, and you will find out more about all of them, not just the two that presented. So thank you so much, Lisa Marie Bristol and Brian Whiteside. Please remain, because there may be questions throughout that pertain to you that may come shortly. Thank you so much. We're now going to move on. We're now going to move on to Judge of Superior Court in Gwinnett, Tracy Kaysen. Hello, are you there?
I am here. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, hi.
Hello.
Now I can see you. Great.
There we go.
Now I can see you and I can hear you as well. Remember the rules that we have in
Yes.
place about 2 minutes, about the 2-minute mark and
Yes.
the 30-second warning. And we will start your time if you are clear on the questions. Do I need
Yes,
to
ma'am.
repeat those for you?
No,
Okay.
I've got them. Thank you.
Thank you. Your time
right.
starts now.
Thank you. Well, I am Tracy Kaysen. I am your Superior Court judge that presides over Division 2. And that Division 2 is just a case assignment notation. It doesn't mean we have divisions in our courts in Gwinnett. Anyone that lives in the county votes for all of your judges. We're not like the commissioners that have districts. It's just that's a case assignment notation. And I am running for re-election because I am committed to continuing to serve and protect this county as I have done for the last 21 years. Of course, the last 3 being as one of your judges for Superior Court. And I want to continue that service to this county because I believe in this county. I moved to Gwinnett County specifically to be a part of this legal community and of this growing and exciting and diverse community that we have. And I am passionate about serving our county. I think a lot of people don't understand that judges are community servants. And that's what I've dedicated my career to be, is a community servant, protecting our county as a prosecutor first for 21 years, 18 here in Gwinnett. And then I wanted to expand that community service and run for judge, which I did in 2018, and continue to protect more members of our community than I did as a prosecutor. People need to understand that what is most important for a judge to do is to be a skilled listener and to
30
make
seconds.
sure that everyone in their courtroom is fully heard. And I am passionate about that. I make sure that I give people all the opportunity they need to be heard. And I ask for your continued support. And I want to continue to protect you in this county. And I ask for your vote on May 24th. I may have to leave because I actually stepped out of a wedding to participate in this, but I'll try to stay as long as I can. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Kaysen. We appreciate you. And for the audience, remember that if you have questions for these candidates, please put them in the chat. Thank you very much. Andre Johnson, are you here? Is Andre Johnson here, candidate?
Yes, ma'am, I am. Good evening.
Yes, it's great to see you, sir. So are you apprised of the questions? You can see them up displayed. Do I need to repeat the questions for you?
No, I'm apprised. Thank you.
Okay. And you understand the time constraints as well?
I do.
Okay, well, your time starts now.
Thank you. My name is Andre Johnson. I am a son of Albert and Sandy. I'm a brother of Tanya and Sean, husband of Gina for 22 years, father to Austin and Lauren. I have been a lawyer for what will be 25 years in October. I have done civil litigation. I've worked as a public defender for 7 years, worked for as an assistant district attorney for 3. I am the candidate in this race that has both prosecuted and defended cases, so I've done both sides. And I currently serve as a Special Assistant Attorney General for the state of Georgia. I'm running for Gwinnett County Superior Court, Division 2. I'm running to be your Gwinnett County Superior Court Judge of Division 2 because about a year ago, I was in a courtroom here in Georgia. A young woman comes into the courtroom. The judge begins a hearing. The judge told the young woman she just needs to tell her side to the court. The judge will make a decision about her case. The judge never inquired as to whether she had counsel, never slowed down to explain the process to the young woman. And I could tell she was confused and overwhelmed. I am running for her and for everyone else who's ever felt overwhelmed, overlooked, unheard, and disrespected by the court process. Why me? Because I believe I have the experience. I've told you I've handled civil, criminal cases, and my responsibilities as Special Assistant Attorney General, I handle a lot of family law. And I think it's time that the bench reflects the rich diversity of background and experience. And I am asking for your vote on May 24th, 2022. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Good job.
Thank you so much. As we continue, please be reminded, audience, that if you have questions for candidates who are running for judgeships, please make sure that you put them in the chat and we will try to get to them after we finish hearing from these candidates. So on that note, Karen Scott Green, are you there?
I am here.
Great, terrific. And you're understanding the questions and you understand the time constraints. Then your time starts now.
Thank you. I am Karen Scott Green and I'm running for Gwinnett County Superior Court Judge, Division 8. And a little bit about myself. I am a wife, a mother, a citizen of Gwinnett for 20 years. I've been an attorney for 27 years. And during that time, I've practiced in both civil and criminal law. And in the last few years, my practice has primarily focused on special education and juvenile law. And the reason why I am running is because I want to be the change that I want to see. I have 3 sons, 5 kids altogether, but 3 sons. And I'm concerned about the numbers that we see in that African Americans make up 34% of the population in Georgia, but they make up 54% of the jail population. And so we need solutions, and judges can be a part of that solution. And so everyone always asks, what can we do? We have to be committed to criminal justice reform. And I've been working with organizations over the last few years that are committed to stopping the school to prison pipeline. And so as part of that solution, I would work with the DA, the probation department, and with community organizations that are actively involved in changing that tide. And so that is why I'm running, because I want to be a solution. I want to be part of that solution. And we currently have a DA who is
30 seconds.
Thank you. We currently have a DA that is committed to making changes, and I want to assist her and assist the other judges that are also committed to making those changes. Thank you.
Thank you
Good
so
job.
much, Ms. Scott. Thank you, Nikita. Thank you. So right now we're going to ask Ms. Zelda again, and possibly Amanda, are there questions in the chat?
Yes, for Tracy Carson.
Kaysen.
Okay, good. You caught me right before I was about to leave.
Okay, can you ask the question, please?
For
Zelda?
Tracy, have you ever been removed from any case, and if so, why?
You
I
have
am
1 minute. You have 1 minute to respond, and then the time will be up. So thank you.
Thank you. I have never been removed from a case by anyone else. There have been times where I've actually recused voluntarily from a case because I wanted to avoid the appearance of any impropriety, though I felt I could still be fair and impartial in those cases. But one of the canon of ethics and one of the things that all judges need to abide by is to even avoid the appearance of any type of impropriety. So there have been a couple of cases that I have voluntarily stepped off of to make sure that everyone
30
felt that they were treated fairly and given the opportunity to be fully heard. And that's what judges are required to do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tracy, and we appreciate it. Ms. Zelda, are there any other
And
questions
Yes,
in the
there's
chat.
a question going back to Brian Whiteside.
Okay, we can review that right now if he's still here. Brian, are you still here?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And if
Why
this
does-
is a question, Zelda, I'm just going to tell them, if this is a question where Lisa Marie Bristol should also be responding, we should be able to tell from the question. So we're going to give them equal time. Okay, Brian, you have 1 minute.
Yes, ma'am.
After
Why
the
does
question
the
is,
backlog in DeKalb County Superior Court under DA Boston matters in Gwinnett County State Court?
Because number one, my opponent works in DeKalb County. And if you have a 6-year backlog, do you want to hire that person when they do almost 10 times less than we do? We do 50,000 cases a year, and we only have about 1,200 to 800 backlogs. So I've efficiently given justice. We do bonds. We make sure people are prosecuted. And it's not true that we don't do state court. We recently won 3 jury trials. I'm going to give you my number, 678-499-6724, 678-499-6724. You can call me and come and watch our trials. We have no backlogs. You're going to hire someone who is efficient and seeks justice. Thank you, ma'am, for your question.
thank you so much. Lisa Marie Bristol, would you like to address that question?
Yes, thank you so much.
You have 1
recently-
minute. 1 minute.
Yes. Recently, the court dismissed a case in my opponent's office. It was State versus Uribe. In that case, the court ruled that there was at least 4 previous incidents where my opponent's office failed to prosecute a case and had the opportunity to bring that case to trial and did not do so. And so the court granted the constitutional demand for speedy and that was a DUI case. There are cases like this where his office had the opportunity for almost 3 years to prosecute a case, and instead this DUI defendant walked free. That's a community safety problem. That is a problem that's going on and on and on, and it needs to stop. The lack of efficiency in that office is a problem, and it is something that I will address from day one. Thank you for the time.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Nikita, as well. Thank you, Zelda. Are there any other questions for the candidates that have just spoken?
No.
No, that's it. Okay, thank you so much. We are probably going to have a turn for a break at this moment, about 30 seconds to a minute break. And the information will be covered by Ramona. Are you here? Is Ramona here?
Yes.
Ramona is a GDW member and officer. Ramona Toole, can you give us or walk us through this brief break before we continue? Ramona?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, we can, and we can see you as well.
Hi, everybody. I am Ramona Toole. I am the second vice president of this wonderful and great organization. I personally want to thank all the candidates that are here. This is a very informative opportunity for people who don't know you, who don't know the position, to get an opportunity to learn more about not just who you are, but about the position that you're running for. So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come here today. If you have any questions, please contact us. We'll be more than happy to help anyone who has questions, who are interested in about more forums or just additional information about the candidate. And also, one of the things that is really important is membership. We ask that you, if you're not a member, that you take an opportunity to go to our website, see the wonderful and great things that we're doing, and maybe take an opportunity to come to a couple of meetings and join us. We're here in Gwinnett, and we're here for you, and we want to be that great big organization that's here for the community. So thank you for your time. Thank you for being a part of this forum, and we look forward to talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ramona. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that break. And now we will go to resume. Let me see if I can get us back to this page. I can. And without further ado, we have one other voice to hear from in relationship to the judging piece. And that person would be BT Parker. BT, are you there?
Yes, I am here. And
Yes,
also-
I wanted to make sure that if you have a response to any of the questions that have been asked previously, you have opportunities to answer. And I would love to welcome you to speak at this time. Do you understand the questions that were presented?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
And the time limit as well? I'm not sure Nikita is still here. I'm hoping so.
Yes, I am. And
Okay.
also really quick, BT, if you decide you want to answer those questions, let's wait until after your 2 minutes, but definitely let me know before you get off and then we'll give you that additional time.
Yes.
Thank you.
Perfect. And your time starts now.
I am BT Parker, and I am running for Superior Court Judge, Division 11. I'm a servant leader for justice who is bridging the gap between the community and the court. I've practiced for 26 years, both civil and criminal law, which means I'm very qualified and experienced. But what separates us is our community involvement. Don't you want a judge who is actively involved in the community and who doesn't show up just when it's election time? I've had my feet on the ground and my ear to the heartbeat of the citizens of Gwinnett County. Because of that, I have been passionately involved in our community. You can always tell someone's passion because of what they do when they are not at work. Active current community engagement is very important. I'm a founding member of Youth Empowerment Initiative, which at the behest of our district attorney is a combination of the Boys and Girls Club, the prison doctors, and our church leaders. Again, active community engagement is important because judges make their decisions while on the bench based on their personal life experiences and community experiences. That is the human side of jurisprudence. Don't you want a judge who knows what's going on in the hearts and minds of the citizens? Don't you want a judge who is currently actively involved and will make good decisions because they are in tune with and passionate about serving
30
all
seconds.
Gwinnettians? I'm currently vested in our community because I am on the Northside Hospital Board, Women's Advisory Council, Boys and Girls Club Board, Ambassador of Gwinnett United Nations, Rotary Club. Most people do not realize that this is the first time in history that this new judicial seat will appear on the ballot in Gwinnett County. This is the people's seat. Please vote for me. A vote for me is a vote for we the people.
Tone.
BT Parker, be sure to mark her.
Thank you, BT. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
before you decide to answer the questions, if you would like to, that were already expressed, we're going to move to another candidate for that same position, Angela Duncan, and give her the opportunity to introduce herself and answer those questions. Angela, are you there, please?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. Thank you. And I'm ready.
It's good to see you. You know the 2-minute mark and you know all the rules. Okay. Well,
Yes,
then your
ma'am.
time starts now.
Thank you, Dr. Fisher, and it's good to see so many friends from my community. My name is Judge Angela Duncan, and I am your Division 11 Superior Court Judge. I was appointed to this position in 2019 after a 7-month vetting process. I interviewed with the Judicial Nominating Committee and was ultimately selected by the governor because I have the most experience and unique qualifications for this position. I have been a practicing attorney for the last 25 years before taking the bench full-time in 2016. And during my private practice, I represented citizens of Gwinnett County in both civil and domestic cases and criminal defense. Also, I have unique judicial experience that I bring to the bench. And that is, I started out in 1999 as a municipal court judge in the city of Chamblee, and I served in that position for 20 years until 2020 when I took the Superior Court bench full time. In 2004, I started as a part-time magistrate here in Gwinnett County, serving the citizens of Gwinnett County, and became a full-time magistrate in 2016, where I sat primarily in Superior Court, hearing Superior Court matters, so that when I took the bench for Division 11 in 2020, I was already up and running. Why I'm running to keep my seat in Gwinnett County is because I love my
30
community.
seconds.
I've been involved with the Seeking the Right Amenable Path, the STRAP program for juvenile court in Gwinnett County for the last 7 years. I'm a past Rotarian. I'm a volunteer at the Veterans Resource Center, and I'm also a veteran from 1987 to 1995, and I'm a member of the American Legion here in Gwinnett County. I ask that you vote for me. For more information, go to duncanforgwinnett.com. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you so much, Angela. So for Ms. Duncan and BT Parker, Ms. Parker, are there questions, Zelda, in the chat for either of them specifically?
No.
No. Would you like to address the questions that were posed earlier, either of you?
This is Judge Duncan. I'm happy to address the question regarding backlogs.
And do so in 1 minute. Your time starts now.
In both Superior Court and State Court, there is a backlog of cases due primarily to COVID-19. Jury trials were suspended in Superior and in all courts, quite honestly, for 15 months during COVID. When we first opened up with jury trials, we were only allowed to do it on a staggered basis and a limited means. But the Superior Court judges have been up and running since April of 2021, and we continue to plow through those backlog of cases. We've also been granted ARPA funds from both the federal and state government in order to get senior judges and other members of the legal community so that people's cases can be heard. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
have a
Ms.
question.
Parker,
I would
would
also
you-
like to add
Yes.
to that.
1 minute, yes.
Hold on. Okay.
Your
go.
time starts now.
Thank you. I have practiced law in about 100 of the 159 counties. And as such, I have learned about efficient practices in other counties and can bring those to Gwinnett County. For instance, we were one of the last counties, which is absolutely ridiculous, to get electronic filing as of 2 years ago. So my practices from other counties can definitely be brought to Gwinnett in terms of efficiency. And that is one of the reasons why I am uniquely qualified for this position, to help with the backlog. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Nikita. Thank you, BP. So we're going to make sure that I continue to say, please visit the GDW website and look at the candidate information there for more information or additional information, contact information as well. We will try to make sure that we direct you, as of now, to these candidates' websites so you can get additional information from them about them. So thank you so much, both of you. Thank you so much.
Dr. Fisher,
Yes.
I have a question for Angela Duncan.
Okay, this is 1 minute question. Yes, and PT, you will have the opportunity to answer that question as well. Okay,
Thank you.
let's let Angela Duncan go first.
Why should I vote for a candidate who has never voted for a Democrat?
I have voted for a Democrat. I voted for President Obama. I mean, I don't know how else to answer that question.
No, you did fine. That's your answer.
That's your
Good
answer.
job.
Good job. PT, do you have a response?
That doesn't apply to me, so I don't.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you both so much. And please stay so that if there are additional questions that do arise, you can address those as well. Okay. Thank you so much. Moving along, I'm not sure if this particular candidate is here. Jahangir Hussain.
Tracy, he's not here.
He's not here. Okay, moving right along then.
Hold on.
Make
he
it
might
good time.
be here.
Pardon?
I think he is here. Hang on a second, because he's meeting with the Korean community also about 10 minutes ago. So if you can give me a little break, I think he's in the next room.
Okay, Brian, is that you? I think
Yeah,
that's
that
your
is
voice.
me,
I can't.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's me. So give me a couple
Well,
minutes.
we
Let me
will,
see if
we
I'm
will
still
come back to him. If you can grab him, we will allow candidate Marlene Foscue to go before him and then double back. If you can go
Okay.
grab him.
here. We'll be back in
Okay,
a little bit. All right,
all righty. Moving along to Commission District 4, Marlene Foscue, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much. Hello, my name is Marlene Majette Foscue. I am a mother, grandmother, sister, and friend. I am running to be reelected as your Gwinnett County District 4 Commissioner. When I broke that glass ceiling as being elected as Gwinnett County's first Black District Commissioner in 2018, many of you were with me, and I am so very grateful and thankful. I'm running to continue improving the quality of life for all residents of Gwinnett. I would do this by continuing our programs like our Project Reset and Project Reset 2.0. These are eviction prevention programs that I helped to create. And thus far, it has kept over 16,000 people stably housed here in Gwinnett County, to increasing economic development and smart growth ways, which will have affordable and attainable housing, as well as jobs with more than livable wages. And we will also try to increase senior housing and increase pedestrian mobility, to lead in efforts to increase behavioral health treatment and resources, such as creating the mental health jail diversion programs and increasing crisis stabilization. Also, one of the things I wanted to make sure everybody remember that diversity is our strength, but inclusivity, that's our power. I believe we are much better working together, and I'm asking for your support to reelect me as your Gwinnett County District 4 Commissioner. You could contact me at electmarlenefoscue.com. And there's so many other projects that I'm willing to work on and to lead, either in our environmental sustainability, that we're looking at purchasing a biosolids dryer that will take the sludge from
30
wastewater
seconds.
treatment and turn it into a fertilizer, to another product, to lead in the collaborative efforts in building and construction of the Lawrenceville Replacement Library, Hooper Renwick, which was the first Black public school prior to integration. And that's all that I have. So thank you so much.
Good job.
Thank you so much, Marlene. Thank you very much, Marlene Foscue. And be sure that if you are in the audience and you have questions for Marlene, that you put them in the chat, and we will try to address those as well with our next candidate, also for, nope, not for the same thing. No, this is different. It's different. So if there are questions in the chat for Marlene specifically, can you please tell me what that question or those questions are? Tell her what they are. So, Zelda.
None right now.
None right now, but Marlene, please stick around just in case there are questions, and we will get back to you. Thank you so much for your time. Okay, moving on to the Board of Education, District 4. Kelly Kautz, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, I'm just going to make one check with Brian Whiteside to make sure that Mr. Hussein has not jumped on. Brian, has he jumped on?
No, ma'am, he hasn't. Actually, he came here to speak to the Korean community about affordable housing and also solving crime problems. Now he has left and he is going to Ramadan, so he will not be back in time for this. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, well, thank you for letting us know. Thank you for that information. We'll try to do something with directing his potential voters to his website so that they can learn more about him. So thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Kelly, are you there? Are you still there? I see you. Yes, I can see you.
I'm still here.
Yes, and you're aware of the 2-minute time limit, and you know the questions, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, well, your time starts now.
Okay. My name is Kelly Kautz, and I'm running for Gwinnett County School Board District 4. I'm a mother, I'm a former educator, I'm the daughter of a teacher. I was elected as the first female mayor of the city of Snellville. And I'm running because I'm passionate. I'm passionate about our community, I'm passionate about our children, and I'm passionate about education. I have one son, but I represent hundreds of children as a guardian ad litem and an attorney in Gwinnett County Juvenile Court. I see their needs not being met in our school system. I'm also running, though, because I feel like I'm the best candidate for this vacant seat. I feel that I'm the best candidate because I'm invested, I'm experienced, and I'm involved in the community. I'm invested because I have a first grader at Gwynn Oaks Elementary School. I'm also a graduate. I was born and raised in Gwinnett County. I'm a graduate of Brookwood High School, and I'm the daughter of a retired school teacher. I am experienced because serving on school board is not just about education, it's also about running a government. And so as the mayor of Snellville, I have experience developing a budget, setting a millage rate, and overseeing capital improvement projects. As an attorney, I've represented teachers in professional standards complaints and contract disputes. I've represented Gwinnett County school bus drivers and workers' comp claims, and I've represented students in the IEP process and disciplinary panel process. I also am involved in our community. I'm not a fresh face. I'm a proven public servant and a proven community volunteer. Currently, I'm the vice president of the Gwinn Oaks PTA. I'm also the Reflections Chair. I serve as the baseball team mom for Brookwood Baseball. I coach I-9 sports, basketball, and NFL flag football. I've been a mock trial coach for Berkmore High School and an ambassador for Shiloh Little League. If you want to learn more about me, I also believe there's things that need to be accomplished in our school system. You can visit my website at votecounts.com.
Good job.
Thank you so much, Ms. Counts. Next, Adrienne Simmons. Is Adrienne here?
Yes, I am, Dr. Fisher.
Yes, and you are aware of the questions, and I think you're raring to go. So your time starts now.
Thank you. Good evening, actually. My name is Dr. Adrienne Simmons. I am the daughter of a naval officer as well as a budget analyst who also chose to be an at-home mom for a stint. Between myself and my 3 sisters, we have 8 degrees. And so that just emphasizes how important education was in our family. And so after graduating from high school, I decided to go on to college to pursue a career in business. However, what I quickly realized is that I needed some money to pay for school. And so I began tutoring. I began tutoring a little boy who happened to be autistic. And that just totally changed the trajectory of my career. I began tutoring and fell in love with the little boy and his mother. And from there, I went on to begin a career in education. And so I've been working in education for the past 20 years in the state of Georgia. I've worked as a classroom teacher, as well as an instructional coach for over 10 years, working closely with teachers and parents in the community. I've also worked as a program manager with the Georgia Department of Education. I have a master's degree in reading, language, and literacy, as well as a doctoral degree in educational leadership. And so I have the training and the experience to not only set vision, but to implement vision, to establish policy, but I've also practiced policy and I've experienced it firsthand as a frontline worker in the classroom. And so why am I running for office? I'm running for our teachers, our learners, and our community.
3 seconds.
I want our teachers to feel as though they have a voice, for their voices to be heard in the decision-making process. Our learners want to see themselves reflected in the curriculum. They also need support, wraparound services to support them with their social and emotional development. And our community needs to be involved more closely. Our parents need to have a more intentional voice at the decision-making table when it comes to school improvement. And so with this in mind, I am advocating. I want to serve as an advocate for District 4 on the Board of Education.
Thank you, Ms. Simmons. And Kelly and Ms. Simmons, there may be questions in the chat for you both. Kelly, I hope you're still here as well. If there is a question in the chat, Ms. Zelda or Amanda, please let me know.
There is a question for the Board of Education candidates. What are your plans to restate foreign language classes back into middle schools, as well as implement those same courses in elementary school rather than wait until high school?
And Ms. Simmons, Dr. Simmons, excuse me. Dr. Simmons, because you went second, if you could answer that question first, you have 1 minute.
Sure, thank you. So I have 2 students in the GCPS. And so in thinking about my children and the children in Gwinnett at large, we really need to offer courses that they are interested in. We have about 20% of our students that are not graduating on time in Gwinnett County Public Schools. And so I really think that speaks to us making sure that we provide curriculum that is of interest to our students. And I believe that foreign languages is something that many of our students are interested in. And so this is something that I would be open to as a board member. But I really want to emphasize that my focus is getting to learn what our students' interests are, and also providing them with their academic needs so that they are ready to compete globally upon graduation. And so again, just wanting to make sure that we provide rigorous instruction and curriculum that aligns with their interests will be my priority.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Kelly,
you.
I would, Kelly, Miss Couts, I just want to let you know that your color is a little bit dark. It's difficult to see. Is there any way to brighten, to bring that out so people can see you?
I am locked in my bedroom because I have a 7-year-old downstairs threatening to stay quiet. So probably not. Unfortunately, it's not very bright in here.
We all understand. Okay, so you have 1 minute to answer that question. Do you need it repeated?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
I think that foreign language is essential, especially in our elementary and our middle schools. Studies show that elementary school age students they absorb foreign language at a much more rapid rate than our high school students. And so we have a great immersion program at certain elementary schools, but I believe that foreign language needs to be returned to every elementary and middle school. I think that we can do this by cutting costs at other places. One of the things I'd like to do if elected is to look at an administrative cost. Right now we have 11, 12 assistant principals at our high schools. I don't know if that's necessary. I also would like to do an audit of our
30
overall
seconds.
budget through the Carl Vinson Institute. Thank you.
Thank you both so much. And please stay so that if there are additional questions for either of you, that you can have the opportunity to answer those as well. Thank you both, Kelly Couts and Dr. Adrian Simmons. Thank you both very much.
There is an additional
Oh, there
question.
is. There's an additional question. Okay, we'll do this order in reverse again with Ms. Couts going first and then Dr. Simmons second. What's the question?
Being not that every student is college bound, I want to see vocational education implemented back into our public schools. What would you do to close the gap for those who just can't complete college coursework?
You have 1 minute.
Thank you. And so I do believe that we need to focus on vocational education. We have some great schools, the STEM school, the Maxwell. However, we are lacking in our vocational education programs at each individual high school. This is something that other districts actually do better than we do here in Gwinnett County. There are so many programs where students could graduate from high school with certifications and go on to get an associate's degree, because four-year college is not for every student. And there's programs that are available that are with federal funding, things such as computer science programs that you can get certifications in, the Georgia Film Academy, where students can graduate from that before they ever attend college. And so I would like to see those restored at the local high school level.
Good job.
Thank you so much, Ms. Couts. Dr. Simmons?
Yes, thank you for the question. And so I agree that we should offer several pathways for our students, and thinking about our students being prepared for life. We want them to be prepared, yes, some for college, but also just some for careers. And those careers don't necessarily require students to go on to college. And so I do believe that we should offer several pathways for students, again, based upon their interests, and also thinking about the careers of the future where we will have to fulfill needs. And so I see a question in the chat related to farming in Georgia. And so when we recognize those needs and we connect those needs with the interest of our students, that's one way we can help to ensure that our students will be successful upon graduation, that they reach their full potential, and that our community in Gwinnett can continue to strive and thrive. Thank you.
Thank you both so much, and please stay so that you can field additional questions as they come in. But we are going to move forward, and before we move forward, we are going to have a brief commercial break, this time from Lakeisha Hopkins. Lakeisha, are you here? Is Lakeisha here?
I'm sorry, she's not.
She's not. Okay, we're going to skip to, let's see, is Amanda here? Is Amanda here, Miss LaFavor?
She was. Amanda, let me check.
Okay. If she is not, we can skip to Solange and come back. Is Solange here?
Solange is here.
Yes, I'm
Solange, we're
here.
going to go to your commercial break. We're going to go to the specific commercial for you. Solange Destang is our legislative committee chair, and we for GDW, and we are glad for her to take this brief commercial break.
Hello, everybody. Hello, candidates, members, and visitors. We welcome you to our local candidate forum. My name is Solange Destang. I'm the co-chair for the Legislative Committee and also the first Black Councilwoman-elect for the city of Snellville. And I want to thank you all for being here tonight. I want to just inform you on, give you just some information on the candidate forum, part 2, which will cover our Georgia state candidates and incumbents. If you go to our website, and you always will see that link that will direct you back to the GwinnettDemocraticWomen.org site. And there you will see on the 2022 Democratic candidates and incumbents, you will see a link that you can click on, and you can go ahead and check out all the candidates that are there for state and get to know them, see their voting records, check out their emails. If you have any questions, you can contact them, and also their phone numbers. Also, on the main page of our GwinnettDemocraticWomen.org page, you should see a link that says events, and you can click on that link to register for our next forum, which will take place on April 23rd. However, I don't want you to panic. If you click on the link and it still states that it still shows you our local candidates and the date of April 9th. We purposely left it that way as we had last minute people to register, but please come back tomorrow and check out the website. It will be updated with the Georgia state candidate and incumbent, and you should see it depicting the April 23rd for the candidate forum. On this note, thank you again for coming, and remember to get the vote out. Remember to vote. Remember to get to know your candidates, see what they stand for, see who they are, how can they serve us, what can we do as a community, a Democratic community, to help them along. Okay, thank you so much.
Solange, so much. We have such great representatives and leaders in GDW. Please make sure that you do come back, join us at any time, and definitely explore our website, as Solange has let you know, and about that part 2 forum. We're going to go back to that slide. We're going to start up again. I had to get a little sip of water. This is taking some time, but we're powering through. We're doing a great job. So we're already at the point where we have the judge position, State Court, Gwinnett County, to succeed Pamela D. South. First candidate up is Erica Dove. Erica, are you there?
I am.
Awesome. Great to see you. Thank you for being here. And you're aware of the questions that were prepared, and you're prepared to do that presentation in a 2-minute time frame, correct?
I am.
Thank you so much. Your time starts now.
All right. I am Erica Dove. I am running for State Court Judge, Division 5. I am seeking the office to serve the citizens of Gwinnett with the right judicial temperament, experience, cultural competency, and compassion. It is my full intention to serve with integrity and rule with impartiality and fairness. A little bit about me is I grew up in Gwinnett. I've been in Gwinnett since 1981. I'm a Howard University graduate from undergrad and School of Law. I have been practicing for 20 years. I started in King and Spalding, where I did a lot of civil stuff, and 10 years in the solicitor's office, where I was a prosecutor in state court. I also helped create the mental health diversion program that is in process there, and also was a part of the DUI court team. I went into private practice in 2015, where I also served as an indigent defense counsel. And also I have been a part of the Veterans Court team since before it was considered a certified accountability court. And I now currently sit as a municipal court judge in the cities of Lilburn and Chamblee. I'm also very active in the community. I've been a part of the STRAT program for about 10 years, SMILE program, which is teenagers looking to be in the law field, and various other organizations that are have mentor programs for young teens, for women in custody, various different kinds of organizations. I would ask that you go to my website, www.ericadove.com. I am asking for your vote and support. If you want to participate in the program, reach out. I am available Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and my website.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Dove. Thank you, Nikita. Please stay so that you can hear whether or not there are questions in the chat. Ms. Dove, we are going to move on, to Elaine Amankwa Neatman. Elaine, are you here?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, and we can see you as well. So you're aware of the questions that were prepared for you and the timetable, correct?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
All right, well, your time starts now.
My name is Elaine Amankwa Neatman. I am an immigrant from Ghana, West Africa, so I am very familiar with the immigrant community culture here in Gwinnett County. And I strongly believe in a fair and impartial court for everyone that comes before the court, regardless of your ethnicity, background, your accent, or whoever you are. I am a wife of 13 years and a mother of 4 children. One of those children has special needs. And because of that, I'm very passionate about the needs of those with mental disabilities and mental health in general. Our state ranks number 48 in the country for mental illness treatment, and our courts here in Gwinnett are the biggest providers for mental illness treatment. And I strongly believe our county is ready for a mental health court, as we currently do not have one. For the past few years, I've had my own private practice in both civil and criminal cases. I've also been a public defender for the state as a conflict public defender, and for the county on the court appointed list. I have gotten a chance to see the issues facing our county. Crime is on the increase and mental health is at an all-time low. This court is an intervention court. It's the type of court that can prevent a DUI offender from killing someone the next time they get behind the wheel. It's the type of court that can stop a domestic violence case from becoming a murder case in the future. This court needs a judge that is approachable, kind, and easy to talk to, and passionate about the community. And I possess these traits. Having these traits allows a judge to listen carefully to the issues before the court and appropriately give the right consequences and results for the cases that come before it. So I want to thank you for this opportunity. I hope you take a time and look at my website and get to know a little bit more about me. I'm going canvassing tomorrow. If you're interested in coming, let me know. And thank you and have a great evening.
Good job. Thank you, Ms. Neatman. And Ms. Neatman and Ms. Dove, please stay so that if there are questions in the chat, you can answer them shortly. And those of you in the audience, please be reminded to go to the GDW website, look up the candidates for 2022 for additional information. There's some interesting things to absorb there as well. Mr. Matt Miller, are you here? Matt Miller?
No, Tracy.
No, he's not. Okay, well then, are there questions in the chat for Elaine Neatman or for Erica Dove? Miss Zelda, are there questions?
Just a minute.
Or Amanda?
Sorry, Miss Zelda.
Go ahead. I was going back up. We had so many.
I saw one from Kat Hardrick for the commissioner candidates.
What we're talking about, we want to stick with the candidates who are right here, right now, Amanda, so that they can answer while they're actually just finishing up their initial presentations. And we'll go back at the end for any additional questions.
Okay. I don't have any for the 2 that just made their presentations.
Okay, so you see, but they do see and are aware that these questions keep rolling in. So please stay so that if there are questions for you, you can address them. Thank you so much. Thank you both. Okay, let's see, moving along. We have Miss Madeline Jones, District 45. Madeline, are you there? Candidate.
I am, hi.
Hi, oh, there you are. Okay, it's good to see you, Madeline. And you're aware of the questions and you know the timetable, so your time can start if you don't need me to read them to you again. You need them again?
No, I'm good,
Okay.
thank you. So I'm Madeline Jones. I'm running for State Senate in District 45, which is located in Northern Gwinnett County and also with the new district map covers a little bit of Barrow County. I am a wife and a mom. I'm a former educator, and I still do teach diversity to corporations currently with a great global company where I get the opportunity to see how people are working really hard to do diversity, equity, inclusion in the workplace. And I try my best to encourage them to take that beyond the workplace into their own personal lives as a form of civic responsibility to change society, not just change our workplaces, but to do better. I am excited about the opportunity to run again for the seat. I ran for the seat 2 years ago. And some of the things that have given me pause and kept me up at night, the idea that we are punishing people for giving people water for waiting in line, the idea that this housing market, people are having to make $40,000 and $50,000 and $30,000 over asking in my district in order to get a home and still get outbid because there's 100 people bidding on one house. The idea that we're building $700,000 homes in Title I school districts right here in Gwinnett. The idea that maternal mortality in Georgia is the second highest in the country. I'm from Louisiana and it's #1 in Louisiana among Black women. And so it's scary to me. These are things that are concerning to me. I'm concerned about our teachers. Like I said, I'm a former teacher. They've had a rough 2 years. Yeah, they've had a rough 2 years. And so when I think about all we're going to do in Georgia, my goal and my hope is to think about Georgia as a whole. I would represent Gwinnett, I would represent District 45, but I'm really running for Georgia. And I hope that we can continue to do the good things that we're doing here in the county and in Barrow County beyond the walls of the county. And so I'm asking for your vote on May 24th, and you can learn more about me at www.madelinejones.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Madeline. Thank you, Nikita.
You
Thank
literally
both.
had 1 second left.
we know Madeline's a stickler for time too, so very good. And if there are questions for Madeline, Ms. Zelda or Amanda, do you see any questions for her right off the top?
No.
Madeline, please stay so that if there are questions at the end that you can address those. But thank you so much for your time and thank you for that information. Thank you. We're moving along, but before we do, we have another commercial break. It's going to take a short period of time, but we're trying to get these all in so that we can keep on time. So Amanda, hopefully you can address the commercial number 2, which we had to come back to. Amanda, are you there? There she is. Yay.
Yes. Just trying to find my background.
Yeah. Okay, that's okay. Just take it away for this question so we can keep it moving.
All
This
right.
ad, excuse me.
Okay, so more reminders. The GDW's second annual Blue Skies the Limit 5K Run Walk is almost here. Yay! May 23rd through 28th, 2022. Please register at www.gwinnettdemocraticwomen.org.
Tell them a little bit about it because you were in it last year, the first annual. This is the second annual. Tell them just 10 seconds worth of information about how much fun you had.
Okay, well, it was a lot of fun. I got to do it on, several days because I'm not the most fit. So we just got out there. We did a little walking, my daughter and I and my husband. We took a few pictures to send in to GDW so that we can share and remember how wonderful it was. And I believe we were able to raise a lot of money for the Democratic women. So
for education, for voter education. Amanda, you did a perfect job. Thank you. And I didn't really introduce you, but Amanda is our secret weapon in terms of technology. She is a tech guru with GDW. We can't live without her. Please make sure you understand her value to this organization is priceless. We love you, Amanda. Thank you so much for doing that commercial break. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. So moving right along, we are going to talk with Rua Roman. Rua Roman, are you here? District 97, is she here?
Dr. Fisher, she had to leave. She was breaking her fast for Ramadan.
Okay.
And so she put a note in the chat for everyone and sends her Apologies, she had to.
And
she
is
had
the
to
note
leave.
in the chat information, or is it just that she had to leave? Is there
She
anything that
left
she
her information in the chat as well as her website and sends her
Perfect.
apologies.
Perfect. That is perfect. We completely understand and thank her for trying to stop in. We appreciate it greatly. Thank you. JT Wu, I know he was here earlier. He's got to be here now. Are you here? JT.
Yes, hey y'all, how are you? Thanks for having
Hi,
me.
how are you? And
Doing
you know
well.
the rules, you know the 2-minute mark, you know what you got to do, correct?
I do, keep me honest.
All righty. Well, your time starts now.
Thanks y'all, and good evening everybody. Thanks for having me. So my name is JT Wu. I'm running for House District 97. So that's an open seat now that encompasses the cities of Peachtree Corners, Berkeley Lake, Norcross, and Duluth. Just a little bit about me, first of all, why I'm running. I'm running to defend basically the promise of the American dream for the next generation. That sounds like a lot, but let me just tell you a little bit about me and hopefully that'll answer some of the questions. So I'm a lifelong Georgian. I'm a Gwinnett County native. I grew up in Duluth and now I live in Norcross, and I'm a proud first generation American. My parents came to this country in the 1980s because they believed in the promise of the American dream. Thanks to their support and the support of our Gwinnett community, I went from kindergarten at Gwinnett County Public Schools and GCPS at Chattahoochee Elementary to graduating on scholarship from Princeton, where I got my start in public service working with the State Department. And since then, I came back home and I've dedicated my career to fighting for better education and healthcare for our next generation. And again, I'm running to ensure that our next generation here in Georgia has those same opportunities and supports that I had growing up. So, today, I don't have to tell you guys, the American dream feels like it's slipping out of reach for more and more families on everything from education to healthcare, to our economy, to our fundamental rights, to vote and for our health. Just one example, over half of our kids in Georgia here won't read proficiently by the 3rd grade, which is why I partnered with teachers, parents, and Gwinnett County Public Schools to found an award-winning early childhood literacy nonprofit called Preface that's teaching elementary school kids of all backgrounds how to read. And I'm also the first Asian American to ever serve on the Gwinnett County Public Library Board, where I recently helped raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour for all of our staff. So from that and together with our local leaders, I've got a proven record of bringing folks together to fight for our values, for our next generation, and to get things done. So, thanks again for having me here. I believe in the promise of the American dream, and that's why I'm running to be our hometown voice in the Georgia State House. So you can learn more at www.jtwoo for Georgia, FORGEORGIA.com. So thank y'all so much and hope to earn your support. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you, JT. Good job. Thank you, Nikita. And if there are questions in the chat for JT, Ms. Zelda or Amanda, are there questions for him?
No.
JT, stick around. We don't know what'll happen by the end of this thing, so we appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
You betcha. Thank you all.
Thank you. Next up, State Representative District 100, Louisa Shell Jackson. Are you here?
Yes, I am. Thank you,
Good
and I'm
to see
honored to
you.
be here.
Good to see you. Thank you so much. Do you know the questions? I'm hopeful.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
And you know the time limit too. Okay, your time
Absolutely.
starts now.
Thank you. I'm Louisa Shell Jackson, and I am running for State House District 100. I specialize in business consulting to assist organizations align human resources operations with its goals and objectives, provide strategic direction, and establish efficient processes. I have over 25 years of human resources industry experience, and over my career, I have held various broad leadership positions involving highly strategic advisory roles and leadership development. I am passionate about serving the community and dedicated to ensuring that it continues to thrive and develop. Education, technology, infrastructure, employment, environment, and DEI initiatives are critical in continuing growth of our economy and the community. My platform involves education, economic development and employment, technology, infrastructure, and environment. For education, we need to support our teachers and administrators by funding all Georgia schools. We need to provide additional resources for mental health and emotional well-being for the students. We also need to support diversity, equity, and inclusion in our schools to prepare students for the global economy. For economic development and employment, we need to encourage and incentivize corporations to establish businesses in the area, providing jobs for our community. We also need to increase employment opportunities by expanding resources for job training and upskilling. For technology, infrastructure, and environment, we need to invest in the infrastructure that will increase access for the community as it continues to grow. We need to expand alternative means of transportation, including buses, express lanes, and MARTA. making it more accessible for businesses, employees, and the community for improved sustainability. I can be reached at louisa@louisashelljackson4georgia.com. That's number 4. My website is louisashelljackson, number 4, for georgia.com. Thank you for having me.
Good job.
Thank you so much, Louisa. Ms. Jackson, thank you. We really appreciate you being here. Ms. Zelda, are there questions in the chat for her?
No.
Not at this time. Well, please stick around. Thank you so much. Gabe Okoya, are you here?
I am. Thank
Candidate
you.
for State Representative District 102. Hello, Gabe. How are you this evening?
I am great. How are you?
Good to see you, sir. So you know the 2-minute time limit, correct?
Yes, I do.
And you're ready to go?
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Your time starts now, sir.
Well, first I want to apologize. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida at an event, so my background can get noisy any second. All right, but this is very important to me, so I am here. All right, my name is Gabriel Collier, former chairman, Gwinnett Democratic Party, and I want to thank GDW for all you have been doing to promote democracy in our county. I am running for State House District 102. I have a Republican opponent. I am running because my opponent wants to attack voting rights and take it away from us. My opponent wants to attack women's rights and take it away. My opponent wants to attack the environment. My opponent wants to attack civil rights. My opponent wants to just turn democracy on its head. They want the leaders to choose their voters and not the voters to choose their leaders. And I say no. Or should I say heck no? And that's why I am running, because we have to be the vanguard for those issues that are important to us. People died for us to have the right to vote. The least we can do is to fight for their legacy and to honor them
30 seconds.
by voting all the time. So thank you for this event. Go to voteforgabe.com for more information. And please support my candidacy. Thank you. And I will not stay because my background will be noisy. I have to get back into the program. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Gabe. We appreciate you being here, taking the time out. Thank you, sir. Have a good evening.
You too.
Moving on, unless there were questions for Gabe in the chat, Ms. Zelda?
No.
All righty. Bye,
Thank
Gabe.
you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Next up, we have Sagoon Adina, running for District 110. Sagoon, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Can't really see you. I'm hoping that you're,
Can you see me?
visible.
I'm
Not
very
yet.
visible. Not yet?
There you are. Now
All
I
right.
can see you.
All right. How you doing?
Good job. So you've got to be aware of the time constraints. 2
Yes, I am.
minutes.
Yes,
And
I
you
am.
are apprised of the questions that were prepared by GDW. You have 2 minutes and you should start right now.
Thank you. My name is Shagun Adena, and I am running for House District 110, which is Grayson. Loganville is the new district, the open seat, and I am the Democratic nominee. In 2006, I became a naturalized US citizen after living in this country for 18 years. In those 18 years, I received my bachelor's and master's, worked in the IT professional, which today I have a 25-year, I got married to my darling, beautiful wife, Kofo, and today, this year, we celebrate our 20th anniversary. Had 3 beautiful children who all attended Gwinnett County schools. And I had the opportunity to teach as an educator in higher education. But the one thing that stands out amongst all my accomplishments in life is the ability to vote. And our legislators today want to take that right away from us. Your legislator, will fight to make sure we have the right to vote. So I ask that you visit my website to find out more about my platform, www.shagunforgeorgia.com. I wish I had more time to expound on those ideas and the issues that I stand for, but please visit the site and take your time to read. And if you have any questions and want to follow up with me, please send me an email or reach out to me, because I think it's important that we have that dialogue as citizens. Now, I'd like to leave off with one thing. The one thing that stands out to me every
30
time when I
seconds.
say the US national anthem, it says, "For the land of the free and the home of the brave." We are brave and we have to be free. And many people have died, have lived for us and fought for the right to be brave and give us the freedom to vote. So please vote for me, Shegun Adena, for Georgia. Thank you.
Shegun, thank you so much. And thank you for giving us, and thank you, Nikita, of course. Thank you for giving us information and giving the audience information on how to find out more about you. We appreciate that. Also, make sure that if you're on this call and you have not yet heard, have not yet read more on the GDW website, be sure to check that out for additional information. And I've been debating, thank you so much, Shegun. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I've been debating whether or not to have this last commercial break before or after Mr. Cox. Ryan, are you here?
I'm here.
Is Ryan here? We're gonna save you for just after this commercial break. You've been patient as patient could be, but we want to make sure that people stick around for you and for this information. So, Miss Ann, if you can do that last commercial break, please, because it's so important. We want to make sure that that happens. I'm going to roll it to there, and then I'm going to come back to Ryan right after that break. Okay. Because this will help everybody on this call. We know that. Ann, are you there?
Yes, I am. And
keep it short. Keep it to a minute.
Yes, we will be doing phone banking and texting, and we make it so much fun and so easy. We would like to promote the candidates, especially who has no candidates that are running against them that are Democrats. Otherwise, we will be just promoting that people should go out and vote Democratic. Because we're the GDW, we educate and inform. That's all I have, Madam President.
Wow, that was really short. That was great. Okay, I'm going to move this back over here. And thank you so much. Ryan, you understand why we wanted that information to come first? Because we want to make sure that for all of the candidates on this call, that people are voting for you once they see you and know what you are standing for. So without further ado, Ryan, you have 2 minutes, and are you apprised of the questions?
Yes.
Yes, okay, and your time starts now.
All right, so my name is Ryan Cox, and I'm running for House District 111. And I just want to more speak from the heart. So I didn't prepare anything, but I run an organization called Gwinnett Chat Outreach, where I work with teenagers throughout Gwinnett County, where we bring teenagers into the business community. We do private tours of colleges, and we work with the young people to try to get them more informed what their life is going to be like once they finish with high school. So unlike some people in the room, I never intended on running. I waited all week to see who was going to run. I was going to get behind that person and support them. I didn't make my decision until the Thursday afternoon, the day before qualifying in. And I literally made a couple phone calls and I said, why not me? I literally said that. And I went down to the Capitol. I filled out all my paperwork. I said, why not me? I've been out in the community. I've been very active. I've been hosting food drives. I've been giving out box fans and water. So the things that I'm already doing in the community, fighting for people, is the reason why I'm running, because I want to keep fighting for those same people. It's not something that I do part-time. This is literally my life's work. So I just want to make sure that the people who are sending me down to the Capitol,
30 seconds.
they know that they're going to get a fighter. So anybody in this room that knows me knows that I am not afraid to speak my mind, not afraid to do what's going to be in the best interest of everyone. So that's the reason why I'm running. Thank you all.
Ryan, what a great way to end this particular event. Your heartfelt words, I'm sure, will resonate. Thank you so much for your time with us this evening. And I'm going to ask Ms. Zelda and Ms. Amanda if there are any other questions in the chat that we need to have addressed.
We have several questions of the school board members. There's a question for the commissioner candidates.
Okay, so let's start with the school board first. I'm not sure who is here.
Well-
I can't see everybody.
Dr. Fisher?
Yes.
Really quick, I did have a very important question for Ryan.
Okay.
What cities are covered in House District 111? Because that's a new district, so.
Yes, it is a new district. The majority of the cities is going to be Decula. It's parts of Decula, Loganville, mostly the Walton County side of Loganville, Walnut Grove, and Bold Springs.
Thank you. So moving along, I can't see the chat right now, and I also can't see how many candidates are still here. So the school board candidates.
I think I'm the only one left.
Is that Kelly or is that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Kelly, can you give her that question, please?
This one is about gateway testing. The test is not really measuring anything. We are the only county that still gives a county exam. No other county does this. Students can be an A student and not meet the gateway requirements. They will not receive a diploma, but instead a certificate of attendance. This is just not fair. Some students are just not good test takers. What would you do about this issue?
So the gateway test is in addition to the standardized tests that are required by state. And so I would be in support of eliminating the gateway test.
Very good. Thank you so much, Ms. Counts, for that response. Is there a remaining question?
There's another question for the board candidates. How will
Okay.
you partner Gwinnett County Public Schools with nonprofits that work with our youth to develop careers and college readiness?
And so I think we touched on this a little bit when we were talking about expanding the vocational ed, but it's impossible for our school system to meet the needs of every child as far as their mental health, their vocational ed. I'm a strong believer that it takes a village, and we have so many resources here in Gwinnett County, so many nonprofits. You've heard about some of them tonight that candidates are involved in that can assist the school system. And so I think that is one of the things with my involvement with Gwinnett County for so long is that I'm aware what those nonprofits are. I think sometimes our school system has gotten too big, we've gotten too bureaucratic, and we don't work with those nonprofits as well as we used to. But I think we need to reestablish those partnerships so that we can provide the best resources for our students and in the end do what's in their best interest.
Thank you, Kelly, and thank you for keeping yourself on time too, because we are getting ready to wrap this up. I believe we have time for one more question in relationship to Brian Whiteside. I think we have one more question for the commissioner.
There's one more for me.
There's one more for you,
Well,
Angela? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it just for you?
Yeah.
Is it just for
says
her?
Judge Duncan.
Okay, I can't see it right now, but yes. Who has the question? Zelda, do you have it?
There's a Judge Duncan question. Is a judge's position nonpartisan or partisan? And what does that mean?
So judicial races, both Superior and State Court, all judicial races in Georgia are nonpartisan, and that means that we are not allowed to be affiliated with either the Democratic or the Republican Party. Since I have been a judge since 1999, I have not been allowed and prohibited actually from having a position in either party. The purpose of that is codified in the Judicial Qualification Code, under the JQC and the Code of Judicial Conduct. And that is because judges are to be free from partisan politics and be free from influence from either side of the aisle.
Thank you so much for that response, Angela Duncan. BT, do you want to answer as well?
I do. Just want to remind everyone that yes, this is a nonpartisan race. Please, please, please go to the very bottom of the ballot. If you pull a Democratic ballot or if you pull a Republican ballot, you will see the judges, but at the very, very bottom of the ballot. Also, with regard to the school board, this is the first year, the very first year that the school board is nonpartisan. So please vote for us. Judges, school board members, every vote counts. As many of you know, I ran in 2020 and was less than 1 percentage point away. So please, everyone vote. Your vote definitely counts. Thank you.
Thank you, BT. And everybody should make sure that they remember the issues. You're voting those as well. So make sure that you find out as much about candidates, whether they are nonpartisan or not, to make sure your vote is informed. Are there any other questions in the chat?
There's a question for the commissioner candidates.
This will have to be the last question. What is it?
What will you do to ensure nonprofits and BIPOC-owned businesses will receive fair portion of the approximate $180 million received from federal programs such as ARP and CARES funds?
Hey, this is, I'll be glad to answer that. One of the things
Thank
I
you,
did.
Marlene.
One of the things I did last time with the CARES funding was I personally contact over 250 faith-based organizations, small businesses, and nonprofits, just to make sure that they knew about the programs that we offered and that they had training on it. They had the websites. Recently, with the ARPA money, one of the things I've done is in my town halls, I actually made sure that we had grant updates, and we invited the public to participate in the town halls, come to the meetings to receive the opportunities. We talk about it in our newsletters. We're doing a lot of different things. We even contracted with United Way, the United Way of Greater Atlanta, to oversee the $5 million that we have earmarked to go to nonprofits through the American Rescue Plan Act. So we're doing a lot of different things in the county in order to make sure this information gets out. We are contacting them through newsletters, my podcast. There's so many different ways that I am reaching out, even in social media.
Thank you so much, Marlene. And thank you to all of the candidates, all of the people who have attended, and everybody in GDW who has worked on presenting and producing and managing this event. It's